I don't need pants for this, alright? Just let it go. Just let it go. Today is an exciting day for the video. This is my second take of that because I didn't like the way the first take went. And although it is true, I'm not wearing pants. I don't need to wear pants for this, but there's nobody over there. It's a window. I was yelling at a window and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. But that's when I felt like doing this video, and it occurred to me that it might be funny to start off a video that way. Anyway, the reason this video is so exciting and important is it's my first week of college. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm right in that shit. And I have made some observations. Okay? Now, these observations, I have a list, as usual. I've gone with the list format. Oh, yeah. As you can see, in my college binder, on the fly. I had to do these well, so I'd be taking notes on the regular class. Oh, yeah, okay, so Freud, okay, yeah. And then somebody would do something stupid, and I would quickly flip back to my other notes, which are my prompts for my commentary about my first week back to school. Let's see. So, let's start. Let's start. First thing, small talk. What else do you have when you're just meeting somebody? You can't just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, what are your thoughts on waterboarding if it gets information that saves hundreds of lives? That is not a good way to begin a relationship, because who wants to, like, let me think of a worst case scenario. You go up to somebody like that, and if you're on the defensive, let's say you're on the receiving end of that sort of question. Somebody comes up to you and asks you that. You know, and that's the first thing. You know that they're fucking Looney Tunes. And here's why. Because you're going to say something reasonable like, well, waterboarding, it has been known to get results, but it's also been known to get false results. For example, if somebody's being tortured, they'll say anything to stop from being tortured. Although, on the other hand, waterboarding doesn't leave any permanent damage, so it's not torture in the sense that a lot of people think, where you're going to not be able to raise your arms above your head like John McCain, or you're going to have scars under your fingernails, or whatever other torture shit they put you through. Waterboarding doesn't leave any permanent damage. It gets results quickly, and then the person is medically fine afterwards. And then you might say, although then you have to consider psychology. And so that's your reasonable response. And then the person who asked that fucking Looney Tune question is going to be like, dude, you fucking liberal commie, get the fuck out of my country, you goddamn pussy, go back to your ivory, whatever. They're gonna get excited. They've probably got camouflage pants with a lot of pockets, and God knows what they're keeping in there. It's not scientific research. I'll tell you that shit right now. It's probably, he's got the Constitution in the back pocket. Let's see, a picture of, what's that, Jerry Falwell in one of the cargo pockets, and then maybe like Osama shooting, what are they called, the fucking things that are targets? It has a face on it, and that's Osama's face, and he keeps one folded up just in case he needs to practice shooting Obama. Well, he's out doing grocery shopping or whatever. So yeah, small talk, essential. You can't just go in to big talk, because you'll end up talking the fucking camouflage pants, and that's never pleasant. Never. And so small talk is a key. It is a key ingredient to a healthy interpersonal exchange. The problem I found is people are clinically retarded at making small talk. Nobody can do any kind of talk anymore. Small talk's supposed to be the easy. That's the baby steps of conversation. And these motherfuckers can't handle that. I mean, it's seriously like a deer in headlights. So I'll go up to a pretty girl. It's always a pretty girl. I don't do small talk with guys. Actually, I do. I try to be good about that. I try to talk to everybody just because it's more fun that way. You just walk up, you shoot the shit, you start swearing, and then you're camouflage pants guy, and they're on guard, right? The second you drop the F-bomb within the first 3 sentences, which I inevitably do, people's eyebrows always go a little bit up. The forehead comes down as if they're bracing for maybe some sort of impact, maybe some sort of conflict, physical altercation, and they do that. So I like to get that out of the way. I find it's a social courtesy to just start swearing right off the bat. That way people know what to expect next class. So here's my little anecdote about socialization and small talk. I didn't even cuss. Pretty girl, pretty-ish. Just shooting the shit. The prettiest girl within my vicinity. And so I go, hey, what's your name? You know, it's before class, the teacher's setting up, whatever. I say, hey, what's your name? She goes, blah, 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 whatever the fuck her name was. I think I know her name. It's a weird name. So I go, what are you studying? She goes, she's interested in getting into nursing. And then I was like, oh, well, do you already have a job? Oh, she said like something to the effect of she has another job that sounded very technical. I won't go into details. I do know the details. I was actually listening, but I won't. I'll save her the embarrassment of this sort of public forum. She has some sort of technical job already. And I asked her, do you already have a college degree then? She goes, yeah, I do, but I'm not sure that I like this job, and I just want to take some of these classes, see if I want to make a switch. Fair enough. And then so I asked her, have you ever taken a class like this before? And she's like, no. And then so I'm sitting there politely. I've asked, I think, what are we up to, 4 questions? I sit there politely. And I'm facing kind of back around, right? And so imagine me like this. And then she's just looking at me. And so I wait about 3 seconds, decide more questions or more conversation isn't forthcoming. So it's spinny chairs, rotational chairs. So I just slowly turn back around and focus on my book. That was it. She literally didn't know how to talk. It was just, here's a tip for anybody who's watching this. Just ask questions. It's not hard to have a conversation. You just go, hey. And if somebody like me, who I'm pretty outgoing, I don't give a shit, I'll fucking talk to anybody, it comes up to you. You don't even have to come up with questions. You can just ask the same ones back. It's so easy. You don't even have to study. So that was my first experience with small talk on that level. And I was just like, oh. But I see, this is what you do in life. You learn. So I remember one time there was another girl who I had the same experience with. I said, I'm going to talk this girl up. She seems friendly. She would always smile, laugh at my jokes, whatever, answer my questions. And I go, okay, so I'm going to talk this girl up. And I spent a semester talking with this girl. And what I didn't know back then, but I know now, she didn't know how to converse. She didn't know how to have any kind of give and go. It was just give and take, I guess, would be it fits better. She didn't have give and take, she just took. She took questions. She took questions, and she didn't give them back. And that's rude. So that was anecdote number 1. We've got a lot of these, so strap in. And I've got time. God knows. I don't have to be till my next class, till the morning. I've already taken a 4-hour nap. I'm not tired. I'm not going anywhere, so you're just going to have to bear with me. All right, let's see. Small talk. Check. Okay. Parking at a college campus. Now, I'm going to give away some information. I live in Texas. And in Texas, there's a lot of space. It's not like Massachusetts, where I'm from, where every fucking plot of lawn has 2 houses on it, right? In Texas, they've got fields and forests and fields. And it's not a problem building new stuff like it is in a lot of other places that are already developed. If there's a house there, it's going to be more difficult for you to build another one. Whereas in Texas, where there's a field there, go ahead and build whatever the fuck you want. It's a goddamn field. So, parking shouldn't be a problem. Because what they do in Texas is when they want to make a college, they go out to a field and they say, let's make a college here. And so there's plenty of open space around it to just pave over, and nobody's going to give a shit, right? Because it's a fucking field. So this campus somehow managed to make parking a pain in the ass. Now, I've brought a map with me. I don't think it shows anything. Let's see. Student, yeah. I'll just fold over in case it has the name. I don't want you stalkers coming to visit me in 3rd period saying, hey, I saw your YouTube video, dude. I was the 4th viewer. So, all right. Here's the map of the campus, and I'm going to break out my little pointer here to help you guys out. Try not to shake it too much. Let's see. Here are the main buildings that most people on this campus are concerned with. The dark. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Now, like, all my classes take place in one of these 3 buildings. They decided to put the lots way the fuck over here. And there is literally a field from here to there that you have to cross in order. Wait, let me just double check, because that doesn't feel right. Yeah. Oh yeah, and see, you wouldn't even know where my fucking hand was. I usually have to park here because this one's always full, and you still have a long ass walk. This right here is faculty, so you need to be a teacher to park there. And most people don't teach, most people learn. So the funny thing about this area is, let's zoom in on the buildings. So we've got buildings here. Remember, these are the important buildings, and I've taken the liberty of adding my own label to this. This here says useless, half-dead cornfields. Right across the main street, here's the main street, College Park Drive, USA, and then right across the street are these cornfields. Now, if you were designing a college campus, which revolved around these 3 buildings, where would you put the parking lot? Would you put it way the fuck down here? Would you put it way over here? How about up here? If you were doing these 3 buildings, why not put it over the fucking cornfields? But they didn't. It's still goddamn cornfields. And so I have to walk across this hot, dead-ass grass. It's Texas. So this is all dead grass anyway. It's all brown-ass, fucking dried out, tumbleweed-looking bullshit. So, yeah, that's the story on parking at the campus.